But speaking of jokes about like gay and black people, people who don't actually use those words, uh, what was it like when you get hired to replace Artie Lange? Did you feel much pressure doing that?
You mean to use those words?
Yeah, well, well, words like them.
Um, Pressure, like I guess, like pressure replacing him, or the fact that he did use those words.
Just replacing them on the Anthony Cumia show.
Oh, huge pressure, man. He has a giant fan base from the Stern years. So I knew the second that I can't. I mean, I'm still feeling pressure. There's plenty of people that are going to hate me no matter what. I mean, there's plenty of people that are going to hate me because I'm not Jim Norton, and I'm. Yeah, I guess Opie's a different story. Plenty of people like me because I'm not him. People seem to really not like that guy. I don't know him personally, but seems to be a bit of a trend. But yeah, huge pressure. And then I didn't really know I was replacing him, to be honest with you. I came in as a third mic, and then we were on for 3 weeks together until Artie got arrested. And then for whatever reason, I became the Anthony Cumia show with Dave Landau. I think because of his schedule of having to go and piss like whenever they call him. I don't think he can do the show.
Yeah, and then to be honest, like I love Artie, but
Me too.
it was getting to a point in that show where it was like it wasn't getting funny anymore, and it's like he needs to go away and maybe see a doctor instead of being trading the N word with Anthony.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm from Detroit, so it's not a word that I like to throw out a lot. I'll make or ever really. I mean, I'll happily make as many jokes as possible about stuff like that because I think it's funny. I think anything is can be made fun of. I have no problem with any jokes whatsoever. But yeah, when you hear it 40 times a day, you're like, oh Jesus, I hope certain of my friends who I know subscribed aren't listening to this one because I've had people call me after and be like, "Really, Dave? That was like 18 times in the first half hour." Not from me, thank God, because I'm still alive when I go home.
It needs to be renamed the neck word because it actually hurts your neck if you say it in public because it's like my ex girlfriend now she's going out with a and uh,
Exactly.
fuck.
Yeah,
But
whenever somebody comes up to me after a show and goes, I got a joke for you," and starts with this, I'm like, "Oh, good. This is going to be something that's going to go right on stage."
I gotta tell you, personally I hate the N word, and I don't mean what the N word stands for. I mean I hate the term the N word because it's offensive to racists.
It is. I agree.
Us racists have tried for hundreds of years to ensure that that word just cuts right to the bone, and now we can't even say it. It's discrimination.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely meant to sting a bit, and you don't want to take the teeth out of it. You can't have the Igor without the N, as I like to always say.
Or just start calling them ginger.
That's true. That's my wife is a redhead, and I think that is an equally offensive term to the redheads. You're an Irish person. Do you hate the term ginger?
I was born Irish, but I identify as Filipino.
Ah, me too. I'm glad we're on the same page. I knew we had a connection.
Hashtag me too.
Me as well.